You know, if you're building something on AI, build something anticipating that AI will catch up, right? I think that as law firm owners, we should be thinking about that as well. Build a law firm anticipating that AI and technology is going to catch up to a lot of stuff. If you're building a very heavy manual practice, or if you're overstaffing, maybe it may not be 5 years, it may be 7, it may be 10, but eventually we're gonna have a lot of tools versus human beings.
Welcome to this episode of Bourbon of Proof, where we interview those who have been both successful at law and life. And today, we are honored to have on Pratik Shah.
Well, thanks, Bob. Thanks for having me. I'm honored to be here.
Did you pay to get on the show?
If it wasn't to you. I paid Brad.
Well, it probably went to this guy, our co-host, Mauro Fiore.
Hello, hello. I also am very happy to have Pratik on. He's an old friend. He's been around a long time, and I want to hear some stories out of him.
But we've been doing cases. Pratik started when we were just giving him cases that were our overflow, and he would turn them into diamonds, nuggets, cold to diamonds. So we're gonna do a pour first, and I'm gonna start with the dark rye. So I know you're a tequila guy.
Yeah.
But you used to be a bourbon head, so I'm gonna try to see if I can bring you back by going across the world. Because we're gonna go from a dark rye to a true bourbon, and then to more of a Scottish feel to it. So first one, Basil Hayden dark rye. This is one that goes so well. If you're ever at like Mastro's or like Ocean's, this is a good whiskey bourbon. Have you had this one, Mauro?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, this is a good one.
That's my bottle.
Oh.
Have I had this one? I brought it.
And it's half empty.
I wondered why they were like, it was wrapped, it's all sticky with honey around it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what, you just keep thinking it was honey.
Okay, dear. All right, cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers, boys. Oh, that's a good pour there, Bob.
Oh, that's
good.
That's really good.
It's so good.
That is really good. That tastes like water.
It's probably 40-45%. So
Yeah,
it's not too high.
high proof.
I could drink that all night. That tastes like water.
You just may.
Yeah. Jeez.
Lucky you. So did you drive up from San Diego?
I did,
today?
yeah. My parents live in LA, so I stopped in LA, hung out with them for a bit, then came up this morning.
Yeah.
Did you stay at your parents' house?
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, how old are you?
I'm 41.
41, yeah. I used to love to stay with my parents.
I don't love it.
I used to love to go stay with my mom till the day she died, man. She treated me like I was 6 years old still.
Oh my God.
I mean, I enjoyed it, you know. I mean, I'd go and my mom would make me breakfast. She'd tuck me in. I was 40-something years old.
Is your family,
You know?
is it like, have you ever seen Bend It Like Beckham?
Yeah.
Is your family like that?
I don't remember the movie, but yeah, I mean, you go there, they cook everything, it's out of control. And that's the problem is like, I'm like, Mom, I'll stay at a hotel because, you know, we didn't grow up with a lot of money. So the house is small. It's like 1,200 square feet. The bed's still like my bed from my childhood days. It's not comfortable.
In what city?
Norwalk.
Norwalk.
It's not comfortable. It's, you know, and it's like, I'll just stay at a hotel and I'll come see you guys in the morning. Oh, that's like the biggest insult in the world.
That's not
I have to like almost not tell them. If I'm going to do that, just tell them I drove up in the morning. Otherwise, I'm disowned.
So Pratik, for those of you who are watching or listening and don't know, he's an experienced trial lawyer. He had his own firm. He's now works with Panish, Shea, Ravapudi.
Yeah.
And he also owns a technology company, you're a technologist, called EsquireTek. We also share an affinity because we're both Pittsburgh Steelers fans, which,
Yes, sir.
you know, I like to talk about.
I knew I didn't like this guy.
That's right. Go Steelers. Although it's been a rough couple of years.
Yeah, it sure has been. Yeah, so I remember coming down to your house in San Diego when you were starting EsquireTek. I mean, you're saying I'm going to go into legal tech, and here's what we're going to do.
Yeah, it was on a whiteboard. I remember drawing it out, being like, "Here's what I'm thinking. We're going to do this. We're going to do that." And you're like, "Yeah, that sounds awesome." Like, talk to me once it's like built, and because you know it's easy to have ideas. Right?
The technologists that helped you build it came over to your house.
Dr. Slim, yeah.
Dr. Slim came. I mean, I remember that vividly.
Yeah, we were in the backyard, and I mean, he's brilliant. I mean, how lucky did I get getting somebody like that? You know, he's just like, I'm like a Neanderthal when it
Dr.
comes to
Slim?
the tech. Yeah, his name is Dr. Slim.
Sounds like a character like in a Marvel movie.
Yeah, he might be. He's, you know.
Now he like created the MiFi, the portable.
Do you know the MiFi?
I use it every day.
We have one for my kids to have their iPads when we go to.
That's his. He created. That's his
when we go
patent.
out.
He's
No
got
kidding,
like
huh?
60 patents. That's one of them. He's worked with
And he's
Steve
the one
Jobs.
that built when they showed me what EsquireTek could do, even in infancy. Whenever you guys were doing it, I was like, oh my god.
Yeah.
I mean, our firm uses it every day. Our associates, and we get re-onboarded every time there's a new product that's out with it, and it's awesome, man.
I appreciate that.
You know, I'm a long time, also subscriber. Although I don't get a fruitcake in the mail or nothing for Christmas.
You know what's funny? is 2 days ago I got an email that you canceled your subscription.
No, we had our credit card expired.
That's what happened.
Our credit card expired. And did you see that we fixed that?
You did fix it. I did see that. I was like, what am I going to say tomorrow when I see him if he canceled his subscription?
No, I got an email from your office saying we couldn't run your credit card, and then I was like, ooh, that doesn't sound right. So then I called my office bookkeeper, and she said, oh, that's an old card. We have to update it. So then she updated it right away. I said, we're not canceling that. We people like it.
Thank you. That's it. Our goal is to make the paralegals' jobs easier. When I started as a solo, you knew me way back then, and I was doing everything by hand. It was one of the main reasons I wanted to hire somebody. Is because I didn't want to do written discovery anymore. Finally hired somebody, and as we're growing the firm, and I'm asking why the cases are taking so long, like what's going on, how can we get through these faster? Written discovery was number one reason why I was slowing down, and so we tried to find a way to get it done faster.
Hey, wow. So EsquireTek, if those watching or listening, I mean, it's TEK, EsquireTek.
Yeah.
But I mean, it changed. Like, it makes our practice so much more efficient. And now the way the legal tech's been evolving with artificial intelligence, I mean, it's crazy that was 5-6 years ago.
Yeah.
And it seems like a lifetime ago because these products didn't exist. And Pratik was one of the founding members of Justice HQ. Then we went into different systems, and everything became. Then the pandemic hit, and people were like, "You guys were geniuses." Right?
It's so crazy because the conversations we had with firm owners, we launched December 3rd, 2020. So we're coming up on 5 years now. And when we launched in 2020, 2021, 2022, the conversations we had with firm owners, a lot of the pushback was, we don't need tech. We could do it manually.
A lot of them weren't even on case management systems.
They weren't even on case management systems. And then ChatGPT came out. And now everybody's like, wait, why isn't this doing everything for me? And we're building to that. We've got a Gen AI product we're releasing soon, things like that, which is exciting. But it was interesting to watch the complete shift in the marketplace.
Like this. 2020 was a shift. So we did a pod.
Yeah, I had, I'm no tech guru or nothing, but I've had my own practice since 1998.
Yeah.
So even then, when I had 10 cases in those days, I knew I needed to have some kind of a practice managed in a CRM, right? And at that time, there wasn't really anything out. There was a few here and there. I got one that was called De Novo Systems, and we used it until, I must have used it for 10 or 12, 15 years maybe, until finally they closed the company and they stopped updating it. But it was $99 per user for life.
Oh, wow.
So it was just $99 for life. And believe it or not, the 1999 or 1998 version of this is not so much different than like the modern stuff. This guy was way ahead of his time, this guy, De Novo System. He was in up north, like in San Francisco.
Okay.
It's like a one-man company.
Yeah.
The shit worked really good, believe it or not. It was amazing. Not compared to this new stuff.
Sure.
But it wasn't bad. But even then, back in those days, so the people that never implemented that kind of stuff, or even that up until recently, they must have been crazy.
Yeah, I don't know how they managed it. If you've had more than 15, 20 files, to stay
Paper
on track
files,
with
man,
calendaring and everything is crazy.
I mean, it's insanity. But like, where I've seen Pratik go from solo to, 2019 was like this catalyst year where people thought we were insane when we were talking about legal tech and doing things. We did a podcast, which I want to try to find. This probably was 2020. It was me, you, Jack Newton, and Seth Price.
Yeah, we did a webinar.
When I first met Jack Newton, who was the founder CEO of Clio, and we were having this conversation. And I want to pull that up to see if all those things came true.
Yeah.
Because this was 4 years ago.
This was a while ago. And I think maybe it was a webinar.
We had to do it on Zoom because I think it was the pandemic.
That's right. Yeah. And I remember that. And I remember looking at the comments that we were getting.
The founder of Lawya was on there too.
Oh, yeah. I forget his name. But they're part of Clio now. And I remember the comments we're getting. They're like, we don't need this. And just all kinds of pushback. And now it's a completely different conversation. It's amazing to see. And I'm glad, right? It's a good thing. And where it's going to be 5 years from now, it's only getting better. Technology is growing like that with AI. We've barely scratched the surface. I talk to my friends and family that are in tech, and they're looking at AI and stuff, and they're like, we haven't even scratched a fingernail, is what they tell me about where we're at and where we're going to be 5 years from now.
I think one thing you need to change, though, is your advertising. You need to get rid of this El Dhabi swimming in the pool, and we need to have you in the pool.
You want me
I
in the
want
pool?
to see you
in
the pool with muscles glistening, talking about.
I feel like you've thought about this a lot, Mauro.
Well, I'm tired of seeing El Dhabi's face.
We actually did an ad for Attorney Shared where you're in the pool getting cases in Spain.
Hey, Mauro, what are you doing over there?
I'm on attorney share.
From Spain?
Yeah, from Spain, from anywhere. So 24 hours a day. Case marketplace. Anyone's not on attorney share, you got to be crazy.
Are you pushing cases to and from your case management platform?
Always. That's how it works. It's integrated with CasePeer, the one we use.
Nice.
Maybe we need a side-by-side of you in the pool against Del Dabe.
Okay.
Let's
we can
do
do
that.
that.
Yeah.
I think I have better musculature myself.
Let's do it. I'm in.
Could you pull another?
Absolutely.
You could do the Dalmore. Since I poured yours, you can pour mine.
This one.
I don't drink a lot of scotches. This is a Highland single malt, which I have had Highland. There's a Highland scotch, right? That's pretty good. Oh, no. Uh-oh.
No, got corked.
Just push it in.
The cork is screwed up.
Just push it in.
We're just going to have to finish it.
There you go.
Okay.
Look at that.
So Dalmore, which I know is a very well-known brand.
Which one is
called
this?
the King Alexander III. And it's a single malt, so it can't be bad. Let's see. Let's give it a whirl.
King Alexander onto the new frontiers, right? So if you're wet, better finish a bottle with Pratik Shah.
That's would not be a new frontier though.
Hold on, I got cork in mine. Cheers.
I feel like we drank at your house that day.
I'm sure we did. That would not be a shocker.
I remember when your kids came in that day.
That's good.
Your mom was there at your house that day.
Yeah, I think my mom
remember.
was there. Yeah, she comes down. They stay
Oh,
with
that's
us.
good. See, this is why I picked this. Does not taste like a Highland Scotch.
And it definitely does not taste like the last one we
No.
had, the Basil Hayden. So it's nice to have a little
Total different taste.
variation. Yeah.
Total different taste.
So, you're growing up in Norwalk. For those of you who know LA, it's not like the most affluent part of LA at all.
Well, I was born and raised in Koreatown.
Wow.
And then in '91, literally right before the riots, we moved. My parents. What happened is, I'm playing outside, and within 6 months, we had 2 drive-bys that happened while I was outside. So my parents were like, "It's time to go." They took literally every penny they had, which was $30,000, and put it on a down payment on a house in Norwalk, which a little bit better than Koreatown, but not by a lot.
Norwalk's like a family Latino neighborhood.
It is,
Very
yeah.
family oriented.
And there are parts of Norwalk that are really rough, what they call them the one-ways and things like that, because there's only one way in, one way out. We didn't live in that area. We lived a little bit by Norwalk High School and stuff like that.
Yeah, because if you try a case in Norwalk, which I have, you probably have too, it pulls from a pretty diverse area.
Yeah,
so you have to
totally.
get dialed into where people live because you can go 2 blocks and have a different experience.
Yeah, and the things that, for my parents, what they liked about it is 2 blocks from my house in Artesia, which is the town right next over, is Little India. So they've got like 4 blocks of Indian restaurants and grocery stores and jewelry stores. And so it was really nice for them because they felt like they were back home and got to make a lot of friends and things like that. So yeah, grew up in Norwalk. A lot of friends from all walks of life that are doing all kinds of things now. But it was fun. It was crazy because when we moved, literally a year after we moved, the riots happened. And it was right there, right in our area. And if we hadn't moved, we would have been caught up right in it. So you feel a little bit like you dance with the devil.
Not only
escape.
doing, you did a lot of personal injury case, single events, but you tried a civil rights case.
Yeah.
This is interesting, Mauro. So listen, because I didn't know, you were the first person to tell me that you had to beat because they always charge the person.
Yes, 1983. Or they charge him with the 148.
So they charge them with a crime, and then you have to essentially
You have
get
to win
them
the
off.
criminal case. Yeah. So that otherwise, because if you lose a criminal case, there's no false arrest because there's probable cause. They got found guilty, right? So a lot of times you'll see. I used to be at the DA's office, and what I didn't realize at the time, I was only there a year, but what I didn't realize at the time is they used to tell us, hey, if a defendant is charged with a 148, you cannot dismiss the charges. You either have to plead them out or go to trial. And the public defender's office wouldn't.
That's so messed up, man. They're forcing trials and wasting taxpayer dollars because they want to avoid a lawsuit for something they did wrong.
I would think Bob, that I was at the DA's office too for 6 weeks.
Oh, wow.
And I quit when I got out of law school.
Yeah.
Because after I did the training, they tried to send me to Victorville.
And you're like, I'm out.
In 1998, and I think I was going to get paid like $40,000 a year, and I was like, I'm not going to go to fucking Victorville for $40,000.
It's crazy.
And I look at it now. I look back. I should have actually maybe worked as a DA for a year or something. I probably would have learned something.
You get some trials under your belt, which is fun.
I just
You try more cases than anybody in this room.
I
Yeah.
just refused. I did end up trying a million cases in PI, but I just decided I wasn't going to do it, and I quit. But so it's a weird, the DA's office is strange. The 6 weeks I was there was a weird experience.
I thought it was great. I tried my first jury trial by myself my 3rd week as a lawyer. Got sworn in, gave me a trial, and I went and tried it. And it was, what I told myself as I'm walking to the courtroom is, if they cared about the result, they wouldn't have given it to me because I'm a third week lawyer.
What kind
It
of
was
case?
just a DUI, simple DUI case. Defense had their argument on emergency, and it was a simple case. We got a guilty verdict, and so you felt great about it. But that's the nice thing about being at the DA's office. You're right. You don't get paid a lot of money, but you get to get. It's very rare for somebody to have as many trials as you have in the civil space.
Yeah.
That's unique. For most people, if they want to get trial experience and a lot of trial experience, they got to do it in the criminal world.
Yeah, and now, fast forward 2025, you're also CEO of the tech company, but also at one of the biggest trial firms in the nation, right? I mean, and it's a machine. Like, it's been one of my first, when I learned that I could partner with other firms to try cases with me, and they carry the cost, I was like, well, sign me up, I'll learn. Right? So I tried a case with Brian Panish, the name part of your office, and it was the most fun experience. Me, him, and Spencer Lucas, and my twin brother Brad. Oh. And it was the most fun we've ever had.
Guy fell off the ladder?
Guy fell off the ladder. And
I remember seeing you guys in trial in that case. On Hill Street.
You know who was the trial judge? Was Judge Kwan, who just won Trial Judge of the Year.
Wow. And I remember I was down there. I saw Brian. Brian always has his own food.
Yep. I learned that. I do that too because I don't like to leave the courthouse, and I like to bring my lunch.
I've tried so many cases. I've seen Brian in the courthouse for 25 years, and he always has his lunch. And then I always thought, man, maybe I should bring my own lunch too. But then I always just eat.
It's one less. Well, it's one less thing to worry about.
Exactly. So not only is it one less thing to worry about, I don't want to end up eating something that ends up giving me stomach problems or whatnot. Yeah. I know what I made at home. I know how it was made. I know what I'm gonna eat, something light and not get sleepy or whatnot.
Exactly. So I remember I was in trial.
I'm very superstitious too.
So I was talking to Brian about the case, and the guy fell off the ladder. It was like no insurance, whatever. You guys hit it for some crazy number.
So they had, on that case, they had a $1 million insurance policy. It was one of those ones where they hire an unlicensed contractor to do a job that should have been. So they wanted to fight the issue of was he an employee or not. My client had all these checks. I mean, he was an undocumented resident, and it was like they were trying to take advantage of him.
Yeah.
But it was the most fun trial that I've ever. I learned so much. It's just because he doesn't give a crap.
No,
like Brian goes in there, tries the case. He does what he does. He would hold. He's like, Judge, sidebar. Go to sidebar. He goes, Judge, witness perjuring themselves, and everybody can hear it. The jury's laughing, but it's stuff that's not even on the record. So you learn how to do some stuff.
There's an art to that, right? It's like when you're a young lawyer, you're trying to learn the rules and how to do everything the right way and not step on anybody's toes. Then when you get experienced enough and the judges trust you enough and you have enough credibility, you know how to not violate the spirit of the rule, but still step over the line, and the judges still respect you for it because they know who you are and what you've done.
Yeah, they put the owner. I don't know if I told this on the show before, but it was the defendant was the FM Sobel Trust. So it was a trust that owned the properties, and the son that set up the trust, he actually died. So his mom, who was like probably in her 80s, was the one that was running this, and it was called the FM Sobel Trust. So the judge is reading a Judge Kwan, and she's trying to read the defendant's name. She's like, Mr. Panish, can you help me with the name? He goes, it's Ephraim, like Ephraim. I was like, the jury's laughing. It was right away. It was the first introduction to them because she's just reading the statement of the case. And I was like, oh God, here we go. And I'm sitting next to Brian Panish trying this case. I'm trying so hard not to laugh.
Right.
And he's passing notes that are just trying to get me to laugh the whole time. That's so funny. No, but he took the defendant up on the stand, and she came to my office for a deposition when I was in Century City. Walks up the stairs, totally normal. We take a deposition. She's just lying about a bunch of stuff. So she comes in the day of trial, and she's in a wheelchair. I was like, Brian, ask her about the wheelchair. He gets up and he goes, why are you in the wheelchair? Can we call her first? She's like, they told me to. Who's they? And she's like, them and my insurance company. Oh.
No.
Who's that guy? And this is how it started. This is how the whole trial started. First witness. And he's like, who's the guy that brought you in? He's like, she's like, well, that's who my insurance company hired. Were you in a wheelchair last week? No. And off to the races.
Oh my God.
So
that's the best.
Yeah, we hit it for 9-some million. They ended up paying like 6 and some, even though it was a $1 million open policy. And then they actually sued the lawyers for
malpractice.
Legal mal.
Wow.
Yeah, they do that.
They definitely
they do that a lot. Their insurance companies such scum.
It's so much fun to watch the firm at work on these cases.
Dude, it's wild.
Oh.
Like
they just foot on the throat and they never take it off. And it's just, it's awesome to see, like, really litigating, just like your firm does, your guys' firms do, right? At a high level, right? It's just, hey, you think that we're gonna blink, we're not gonna blink. And let's just go. And it's so much fun to watch. I mean, I'm not handling a caseload there, obviously, But
so educated about what you do now.
Yeah. So
this is like a dream job for a lot of folks. I remember when you called me about it, I was like, "Bro, that's a dream job."
yeah. There was about like 5 or 6 people in my little circle of trust that I called when I was thinking about jumping over. You were one of them.
Did you ever come to my office in Monrovia?
Yes, but that was after I'd already started there.
Yes, I just got a flashback that we drank in my office.
We drank in your office. Yeah. Why does every story end with us drinking? I don't know.
Go back. Tell us.
But yeah, so my job is associate director of litigation, and I kind of work as a liaison for the firm. Because what happens is, Brian and the trial lawyers, they're busy kicking butt and taking names, and so reviewing files that our firm wants to take, going out and trying to expand the horizons of the firm to let people know that, hey, we'll work with you guys, and we'd love to work with people, and so. My job is to review cases, go out and meet lawyers, make sure the referral guys are happy, make sure that they're getting updated on their cases of what's going on. Every single client that I deal with has my cell phone, so if for whatever reason the client can't get a hold of the lawyer handling their case, they can just call me, and I'll make sure that the lawyer gets back to them with an update. So
I love it.
I don't handle a caseload, but I kind of just, that's my role.
Yeah, so Judge Poulos, Peter Poulos, one of my favorite human beings, he works at Panish's firm, and I remember whenever Panish hired a judge that we knew from Orange County. He's at the bench. And I was like, what a genius idea. Like, he's charismatic, good-looking guy, looks like freaking Rob Lowe. He's out there as a judge.
Crazy. Yeah.
Who's going to compete? If you're competing to sign up a case and this judge walks in who's like handsome and charismatic, like, got no shot.
Yeah.
One time we flew into Texas one time. My brother went there to go try to sign the case. He saw Poulos leave the house right before him. Brad's like,
we're done. It's over. He's as smooth as it gets.
So this is Minden Hill. The reason that I selected this one, this is a Nevada whiskey. Oh. So I know you've expanded the horizons and you passed the bar in Nevada. Cheers, and you guys are there.
Nevada.
It should be a completely different flavor. Yeah,
I am licensed in California, Nevada, and then we just opened an office in Arizona as well, Phoenix.
You guys I thought you were in Arizona for a while.
We've been taking cases in Arizona, but official office opening up with lawyers staffed in the office was just last year.
I love Arizona. I'm there probably every other month. We have an office there. We have 3-4 lawyers there now. It's awesome. You guys are starting an office there too.
It's an interesting jurisdiction. Obviously, we got
great.
the whole Wild West stuff going on with the advertising out there and the referral fees and all that craziness that you can do.
Well, non-lawyers can own the law firm. So
non-lawyers can own the law firms.
You can pay Uber drivers
referral
fees. It's
truly wild.
It's Arizona. It's the Wild West. What do you expect, right? You got Yuma and Tombstone, and of course, of all the states, they'd be the first ones to go Wild West.
But you think? I mean, we'll see how it goes. But it hasn't been like nefarious. Like so far, now, it's been like.
I don't think it's
the
been
best
like
lawyers are still getting the cases because you'd hope that if a lawyer's getting, or an Uber driver or an ABS is getting a referral fee, that they'd pick the best.
They want to go, they still want the best result, right? I think everybody still wants the best result.
Yeah.
But I think for us as lawyers, it's just been because it's just been dialed into us. Like, you can't pay non-lawyers referral fees. It's like, since the first day of ethics class, it's like what they talk about.
That class.
that's like hammered into you, and then suddenly all of a sudden it's legal, and you're like, wait, what?
So the AI chatbot that I built yesterday, my friend was testing it because we had our fantasy baseball draft over at my house, and he was asking it about him, and it knew about him. It was Wild, this guy that's not legal.
No,
different guy. So somebody'd ask us, I'd go back to the chats to see what they're asking, and somebody asked, "What's the best piece of advice that you gave?" And it was good. Like, the answer, I was like, holy shit, it has my voice. Like, that's really good. The first one was like, don't try a case alone. Here's why. But the second point was, don't forget about your silent partner, Uncle Sam. Because that's what you said.
That's what I always
but it found at one of our shows. So it gave it as one of good pieces
That's
of
what
advice.
I always tell people. Don't forget, before you go out and buy the Lamborghini, I see these young lawyers on Instagram, young guys, got their office 3-4 years, flossing all these fancy cars and shit. It's like, these fucking guys are going to be out in the street.
Yeah.
They don't realize Uncle Sam takes half of it, so remember that before you go blow it on nonsense.
The number one thing you should invest in is a great accountant.
Take it a step further.
That's worth every dollar.
Well, I found, and he's found recently too, like a good home office, we call them, right? Family office that helps you tax strategize and be able to. I posted a video. We were at what concert were we at?
Mary J. Blige.
Mary J. Blige. Neo was there, and
Neo.
I caught Mauro giving some very sophisticated people advice about buying giraffes.
Buying giraffes.
No, it's livestock investments.
Got it. Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, I mean, everybody knows that. Jeez.
But I mean, it was.
I'm going to visit my giraffes in a couple of weeks. I'm going to send you videos from the preserve.
No
See,
way.
yeah, every time he says the shit, I would say it's not true, and then it happens.
Yeah. With him, you never know.
Did you know that me and him, he used to go to my favorite restaurant. I grew up in Diamond Bar, which Diamond Bar is in the very eastern part of LA County, right on the edge of Orange County.
Yeah.
Very Indian.
They have a heavy Indian population.
Very Indian.
Yeah.
For some reason, small little town, like hidden place, very Indian. It always has been. And there's my favorite restaurant in the whole town. It's called the Peacock, the Royal Peacock.
Yeah.
And he said he used to go to the Royal Peacock when he was a kid.
They catered my wedding.
What?
Yeah.
And the
They catered my
Royal
wedding.
Peacock is the best Indian food.
It's
the last time I was there,
fantastic.
I ate so much I almost threw up in the parking lot.
The food is so good. It's so good. It's
The
unbelievable.
Royal Peacock.
The Royal Peacock.
Yeah.
in Diamond
It's
Bar.
we got to go. It's
been
fantastic.
there like 40, 50 years
yeah.
or something.
So Royal Peacock, if you're watching or listening, we'd love to have you sponsor our lunch. So toward the end of the show here, Pratik, we want to, things I'd like to talk to you about is kind of like the future and evolution as we see it, because there's a lot of stuff happening behind the scenes. And I think by the time this episode will air, a lot of change probably would have already happened. So what is your prediction on the legal space and where it meets technology? Like where
Yeah,
we're going?
I mean, I think Sam Altman, CEO of OpenAI, said it best, and I'm going to mess up the quote, but he essentially said, if you're building something on AI, don't build a feature that AI can catch up to. Build something anticipating that AI will catch up, right? And so I think that as law firm owners, we should be thinking about that as well, is build a law firm anticipating that AI and technology is going to catch up to a lot of stuff. So if you're building a very heavy manual practice, or if you're overstaffing, think about these things, is that, hey, eventually, maybe it may not be 5 years, it may be 7, it may be 10, but eventually we're going to have a lot of tools that are going to be our employees versus human beings.
I think it's faster than 5 years.
You know what,
Yeah.
Bob? I'm always with Bob, right? So people
Yeah.
always say, "You guys are always together." Yeah, you guys are my best friend. I'm with him always. We go everywhere together.
Yeah.
We travel together, our families, everything. And you would think I would learn something about all this shit, but I really don't. I'm a true donkey.
Yeah.
But I do go to enough conferences and stuff where I talk to these people, and I see all these different softwares. Everyone's claiming this, that, and the other. And it's weird because then I will talk to other people who are sophisticated, and they're like, "That shit doesn't even work."
Right.
We had a conversation last week.
And
Yes.
that shit doesn't
Yes,
work either.
yes.
So
And
one of
I'm
the
like,
people-
I was like, how
one of the
is it
people
these
that-
shit don't even work?
Yeah.
that claims is a competitor of yours
Yeah.
was talking about the same thing. Mara was like, wow, this looks awesome. I was like, go ahead and test drive it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
knock
how
yourself
is it
out.
that
Yeah.
they're
Great
out
question.
there selling? Because Bob always tells me.
So look-
not just Bob, because
Yeah,
Bob's
yeah.
biased. He's got his own companies and everything. So I don't take what he's saying.
Yeah.
Okay, and I wouldn't take what you
Fair
said.
enough, yeah.
But I talk to other people
Yeah.
who are at the conferences, guys I know, guys I respect. They say, I tried that shit. Fucking didn't even work. It's a piece of shit. And I tried that. It's a piece of shit. It's
Yeah.
like, well, these guys are out here claiming it's a second coming of God, that you're going to click one button and everything's going to be done.
Yeah, I mean, look, I'm never going to be mad at the hustle, right? Like, people got to be out there. Look, there's a lot of lawyers we know that claim they're the second coming, and we've seen their work product, right?
God.
right?
Yes.
So
Comment,
it's
Charlie.
no comment, but the same is true, right?
Yeah.
At the end of the day, you got to take the demo. You got to see what's right for your firm. And I think where everything's going to go is that we are asking a lot currently of our paralegals and our legal staff. We're asking them to know the law, to know the calendars, to talk to our clients, and at the same time become technologists and understand, have 15 different logins, and then do all this stuff, right? I think we're going to see a roll-up,
Yep. And a
consolidation,
and a single login.
a single login. You're going to have to go to a single sign-on, single login. That's going to happen. And I think what you're going to see with technology companies, and this is where we're going with EsquireTek, is more of a, instead of a do-it-yourself, a lot of the software is, hey, log in, do it yourself. And I
do
think
it for you.
Do it for you. A lot of people want it to be done. Hey, I'm going to hand you the file. You complete the task. Let me just review it. Act as my associate. Act as my paralegal. Act as my legal assistant. Where I hand it to you, you complete it, I review it, and we send it out. And that's much more useful to a law firm versus, hey, here's a login and go learn how to use the software.
Yeah. We'll talk. I mean, we're at the end of the episode, but we'll talk more about this. But a few years ago, we had a few of our friends who were opening up offices in Bangalore. Remember this?
Oh, yeah, Bangalore.
Bangalore.
Yeah, Bangalore,
I mean,
yeah.
One's in federal prison now, but
Yeah.
but this was, people were outsourcing things to be able to create that now, artificial intelligence. Okay, so end of this episode, Pratik Shah. Did we convert you back from tequila? Probably not.
Probably not.
God.
But
Are you like a Clase Azul guy, or what do you like?
No, so my favorite, I don't want to say this is going to drive up the price, but it's called Cava de Oro.
Cava de Oro.
I'm not an investor. I got no piece of it. I wish they would let me invest
The
in
Eye
it.
Cave, right?
You know Spencer from your office.
I know Spencer.
He likes mezcal.
He likes mezcal.
And
a little
the
more
mezcals,
smoky.
they're not that expensive either,
No,
but
no.
he loves mezcal.
Yeah, I mean, these aren't pricey
My wife loves
bottles.
mezcal too. She loves
I'm
mezcal.
not a big mezcal drinker.
I'm not either.
Yeah. But anyways.
Okay,
It's
so
called Casa, what was it?
Cava de Oro.
Cava de
The
Oro.
añejo. It's about $65.
I can get it like in Total
Total
Wine or
Wine,
something.
yeah, it's available anywhere. It's not.
We don't
like,
keep tequila at my house because my wife's there.
Oh,
And,
I'm gonna bring a bottle to your office
No,
then.
don't. Yeah, no, bring it to my office.
Yeah,
Yeah,
to your
she doesn't-
office,
She
yeah.
doesn't go to my office much.
Yeah, I'll bring it
But
to your
at
office.
my house, no, because my wife starts in the tequila, and I'm right. I'm like a deer in those games with the crosshairs.
Yes.
He has 2 tequilas, and I'm in the crosshair.
Big Game Hunter, whatever it's called.
Yes.
Yeah, I got you. I'll bring it to your office then.
So Pratik Shah, what's your bourbon of proof? What was out of these 3 pours, which one did you enjoy the most and why?
I'll probably say I enjoyed that Basil Hayden.
Yeah, the dark rye.
That was really smooth. That was like water. I mean, I don't think I've had anything that smooth.
Yeah, that's probably a good mixer too for like an old fashioned or something would be nice.
Yeah, I mean, because it gives it's. I think it's aged in like a port barrel or something, but it gives a very sweet. But it's not light. It's not like a liqueur. It's 45%.
It's legit. I'm a big fan.
Pratik Shah, thank you for coming on the show. Check out EsquireTek. You can find this guy everywhere if you want to like look him up. But when we release this episode, it's gonna be very interesting to see where the world has gone.
I think I'm excited for it.
All right, man. Thanks for coming on, brother.
Cheers, man. Thank you.